So we have seen about 21 prompts in last exercise. And what I would like you to do is to go and develop 3 to 5 your own prompts, run on ChatGPT and see how it does for you. And make sure you can include the project process group, project knowledge areas, project management principles, the Prince2 concept, the agile project management concept, as much as detail and context into your prompt that will help you do your job better. Now, let's look into the project scope management and we will create more prompts using the scope statement. So the first prompt we have here is help me as a project manager assistant to develop comprehensive project scope statement that defines project objectives, deliverables, and boundaries for the project, name, type, details, and objectives. So let's go back on this screen and I will write my prompt here. Help me as an AI project manager assistant to develop a comprehensive project scope statement that defines the project objectives, deliverables, and boundaries for the insurance agency website project. Okay. So here's my project scope statement: insurance agency website development, some of the titles, project justification. Now you can define as a project justification or the background or the why and project objectives. Again, remember any response that you get from the AI is not 100% accurate. You need to review the response and make sure it is something that is applicable in your project, in your business context. And you can see that sometimes it just insert things in braces, right? So that means you need to go and fill these sections. Project deliverables, it gives me the project boundaries and what is in scope and what is out of the scope of the project. Project constraints are the limiting factors, some of the assumptions and the dependencies that we have on the project, and then finally get the sign off on the project. And then the last comment says, please customize this project statement by filling the specific project details so that it is still the responsibility with you as a human project manager to make this on. The next one is provide insight as an AI project manager assistant on how to effectively plan and define the scope of the project to avoid scope creep for the project from the previous responses, the project name or the scope or the details as much as you can provide. So let's go back and we can put provide, I'm sorry, provide insight as an AI project manager on how to effectively plan and define the scope of the project to avoid scope creep. Scope creep. Enter. And then now it's telling me how can I do this effectively. Have a project charter, have engaged stakeholders, define clear objectives, define the scope statement, create a work breakdown structure, change control procedure, prioritize requirement, scope validation, boundaries with the scope statement, educate stakeholders, monitor and control, document everything, regularly communicate with your stakeholders, and manage expectations and be transparent and seek senior management support and approval. Now, I would like you to take a pause and maybe try some of these prompts by yourself. The next prompt we have is change, guide me as an AI project manager assistant in setting a process for evaluating, approving, and managing scope changes. For the previous responses from the previous prompts, the project name, and the details. Now let's go back and we will put this prompt, guide me as an AI project manager assistant in setting up a process for evaluating, approving, and and managing scope changes for the insurance agency website project. And we will see the response. The process, because we were specific about the process, so it's telling us there should be change request submission, then change request documentation, change request review through the change control board, impact assessment, somebody need to conduct the impact assessment, prioritize and categorize, change request evaluation criteria, that would be with the help of change control board, decision making and approval on the changes, either accept or reject, or regular change control board meeting to review and discuss the change request. Um, Communication with the people who submit the change, whether change is approved or not, implementation and documentation, change request closure, risk management, reporting, and continuous improvement. You can see that it's helping us and guide us to the next level